help build capacity for the evaluation of grant-funded projects at UH Maui College, our grant team designed a logic model as a guide for optimal design, implementation, and long-term sustainability of grant outcomes. The logic model applies a framework developed by Deborah Bragg at the Office of Community College Research and Leadership at the University of Illinois. The principles of transformative change seek to raise the level of organizational performance through innovative practices in leadership, adoption and adaptation, evidence, storytelling, networks, dissemination, technology, and spread and endurance. Let's walk through the logic model applying these principles to evaluate a grant-funded initiative like the GIS Certificate of Competence in Ecosystem Management at UH Maui College. In the initial phase of planning a grant initiative, innovation should honor the institutional culture and local community by considering capacity, policies, and the local context. The innovations chosen for the GIS initiative included offering a 3-course GIS certificate on Maui, Hawaii, and Kauai. However, the GIS initiative failed to consider institutional constraints, including the long duration of the curriculum approval process, the fact that a GIS certificate already existed, and that appropriate campus stakeholders were not engaged to evaluate articulation across the UH system. Another key step in the model calls for transformative leaders to envision, encourage, and support grant project innovations. The innovations for GIS, however, were directed by a single leader, and limited engagement with other faculty and stakeholders created large information gaps. The lessons learned from the GIS initiative highlight the need to engage with relevant stakeholders early and continuously in the design of innovations. The need for technology to strengthen resources and expertise emerges in the model during the implementation phase. In our case, creating online curriculum resulted in a direct partnership with a global GIS technology company, providing significant discounts on software and dedicated IT support. Engaging in networks is another key step to access expertise and resources in the logic model. Leveraging the connections with our software partner also facilitated a curriculum review by an industry leader. Social media and web technologies also helped us to recruit participants and build awareness of the initiative. These connections provide an established foundation to scale the program in the future with a knowledgeable and engaged community. A continuous process of evaluation throughout an initiative also influences the effectiveness of the processes, outcomes, and the sustainability of the innovation. After an instructional design production house initially developed the GIS curriculum, the online modules had to be recreated to meet required licensing standards after the fact, wasting time and resources. Frequent and early evaluation during curriculum creation would improve the process and ensure we use resources effectively. Similarly, inviting student feedback throughout the grant initiative identified challenges with the registration and completion process, especially for incumbent workers returning to school after many years, and neighbor island students who could not visit the campus. As nearly half of our students were non-degree seeking, an alternative approach would be to blend non-credit and credit enrollments to meet the needs of the students. Storytelling highlights participant perspectives and spreads the message about the value of an innovation. A GIS showcase event held each semester allowed us to share student projects and create opportunities for face-to-face storytelling between our students and over 300 attendees. The reflected potential of storytelling empowers others to take actions that impact the future of an innovation. Dissemination by individuals with deep knowledge also influences the adoption of innovations in ways that grow an initiative beyond the impact of a single project. Our GIS instructor presented at numerous conferences locally and nationally, and gathered evidence of interest in developing Hawaii as a center for GIS excellence. Despite successful outcomes, more internal dissemination could have helped to address some of the challenges faced by the GIS initiative earlier and developed a more secure plan for the sustainability of the innovations. While innovations may inspire organizations to move beyond their comfort zone of typical workflows and practices, it is necessary to allocate resources and plan for how an innovation may spread and endure. In this case, the GIS initiative faces the risk of halting its progress towards accelerating student completion, engaging with employers, and placing students in high-tech jobs. As this model demonstrates, transformative change is a dynamic process that can be enhanced through stakeholder engagement, active leadership, best practices in evaluation, and planning for sustainability. By designing, implementing, and sustaining innovations in education, we have the capacity to transform outcomes for our students and the wider community. To learn more about this logic model and the GIS case study, visit maui.hawaii.edu/grants.